Hi everyone and welcome back. Today we're doing the Green with Envy challenge by Michael Modish. I think that's how you say his name. If you just do decide to do this challenge, make sure you download the right build. One has a roof and one does not. So actually this challenge is still going on and it does not end until February 21st. So as we get started here, I'm just going to read the challenge rules and info, just in case you might want to try it before it's over. Okay, so challenge rules and info. Number 1, you can't modify the structure, including windows, door, roof, and exterior wall color. Number 2, include at least one indoor plant and one planter box inside. Number 3, post your submissions to Instagram with hashtag greenwithenvy3k and tag at Michael Modish. And quick side note, real quick here, what I'm doing in the game is just kind of placing items that I think I want in the house or for sure want on the property. And then Michael's last couple notes on the post just say the challenge ends the 21st, like I said. His favorite submissions will receive a surprise gift by post all the way from Australia. And like I did at the beginning, you can just download it from the gallery at Michael Modish, or if you just search Green with Envy 3K. And I forgot to mention this challenge is to celebrate that he has 3,003K followers on Instagram. So if you have not checked out his page, I would advise you to do so. So, like I said, I'm just kind of placing some things that I know I want in this build or on this lot. I saw some people making them into apartments or homes or like bedrooms, but I thought I would make mine into like a community garden where you could place this in one of your builds for like a skill building lot. I think there's gardening, handiness, beekeeping, in that little pond. There's a lot of skills you can build on this lot or in my build. And I'm still new to this whole screen recording thing and recording myself play, so I apologize for the updates not installed in the corner. I just never really notice them when I play, but I'll try to get better at closing those out when they appear so that they're not in the video. And so here I'm kind of turning the building into a little greenhouse, like an indoor greenhouse and scale area. And that way the building is functional too. It's not just like a greenhouse for decoration, like you can go in there to actually use things. But I just started with these miscellaneous colored planters. I thought about it afterwards and it said you have to include one planter box inside. I didn't know if that meant that actual big box or if these count. So I hope these count. But if not, I'll just go back and change it real quick. So I thought of like maybe a little garden area inside with just a table in the middle with garden supplies. I think I do end up I definitely do go change that table. I'm doing it right now. I was just looking for a smaller, like a cardboard box type of table, maybe, that looked like it fit in a greenhouse, because a lot of these console tables or side tables didn't really fit for what I was looking for. So I was still looking for a box. I kind of thought maybe that green table, because it's green with envy. But I ended up using that box. I was trying to raise the table to see if it looked like it was like a green tray on top of the box, or like, I don't know, like a mat, like just something on top of the box to use as a table, because you can't set things on top of that box. Just because the top of that box isn't flat, so I wanted something flat on top there to make it look better, but I think it just made it look kind of worse. So I ended up and deleted the tray, but I did keep the box there. And then here in the back of the greenhouse is where I added the flower arranging table and some planter boxes and the woodworking table for skill building. And so after I placed that item where I thought I would want it, I went back and I added the woodworking bench, as well as filling these planters with actual plants. Because I figured they have the big planter box outside, and then they also have those two, like the slim looking, thinner standing planters. And so there you just saw me remove the green table from the box, so now it's just the box and the gardening stuff. And here I'm adding some outdoor plants just in these potters, or in these pots, not potters. I don't know, I saw someone do that years ago on Instagram or YouTube or someone, I don't remember who, or I would credit them in the bio, I just can't remember. But I think it's just a cute way to make it look like you're a gardener when you're not a gardener. Also, you can use the raise up and raise down tools. I think it's 9 and 0 on the keyboard to raise them up or down to make them fit the pots better. Now, bad news bears. I did not play test this lot, so I don't know if your Sims can actually move around the box. but they tend to surprise me and get in some small places. So I bet they can. I wouldn't be surprised. I'll try to play test it and let you know in the description or on my Instagram. But one of those places I'll let you know if it's playable. This is also my first challenge ever. I think I said that at the beginning. I'm still kind of new to the Sims community, like the Sims online community. I never really knew there was so many people who played Sims and shared their stuff online. I always just kind of played by myself, like never really looked into it online. So all these challenges are new to me, and I really like them. They're really fun. Especially because I get bored very easily. I never play with the same family for too long. So these just kind of help keep you entertained, keep you having something new to play, new to do in the game. And so there I just placed those two slim, tall planter boxes that your Sims can use to build their gardening skill. And now finally onto the outside, I'm using the terrain paint to map out a little walkway area to the sidewalk. And I'm also sorry, like I said, I'm still new to this recording thing, so I'm still learning about what kind of sounds my iPad, that's what I record on right now, what it picks up and what it doesn't pick up. Like a lot of times when I do these voice recordings, I'm FaceTiming my friend Kat, and I mute myself when I record, but sometimes she talks in the background, and I don't catch it when I'm recording, and so you can hear little snippets of her voice. Or I also live on a very busy street, and sometimes you can hear loud cars when they go by. So I apologize. Maybe I can get some better equipment once I make a little money, or if this really takes off. So you don't have to listen to all of that. So I just used some terrain paint to add a little texture and map out where I want a couple things to go. And so I just started placing some trees, and I thought of this not awning, what do you call that? An arch, that's what you call that. Or at least I think so, but you know what, it doesn't really even matter. So now I'm moving the last couple skill building things. I don't know, I thought it would be cool to have like skill building along the trail, like on the way to the greenhouse. But I just realized that little updates not installed notification is still up there. Literally this whole video has been up there. And then I almost bulldozed the lot by accident. And then I moved the greenhouse just to give it a little more room on the one side of the greenhouse. And then here I was just fixing the terrain paint in a few spots where I moved things and it got a little bit messed up. And when I do outdoor like walkways like this, I always go a little bit crazy with the plants. You're gonna see what I mean. I still think it looks good. Maybe it doesn't. Like, tell me if it doesn't, because I do this way too often. And I really gotta get better at not moving the camera around so much when I'm building. But yeah, like I said, I'm just placing some plants around the house, just giving the house a little more decoration, just make it look nicer than just this plain, boring, boxy shape. I'm not trying to say that in a bad way, Michael, if you watch this video. It's a lovely greenhouse. It's just a little boring. I never realized how long these videos take until I started recording them myself. Like, you have to record them, then go back and edit them, like edit like a 2-hour video into like 30 minutes or less. Like, that's a lot. You have to watch it to edit it, and then if you do voiceovers like this, you have to go back and record your voice and then listen to it and then delete it and re-record it. And I mean, I enjoy it. Like, I have fun doing it. I just didn't realize I guess all the work that YouTubers really do to run their channels. And then, like, Lil Simsy, I'm pretty sure she posts a video every single day. Like, some of these videos, it takes me, like, 3 or 4 hours to edit. Like, imagine taking 2 hours to record and then editing for 3 or 4 hours. Like, that's 6 hours a day. That's dang near a full-time job. And, like, she's been doing it for years, so I'm sure... And so, she's a much faster builder, first of all. But I'm also sure she's faster at recording. And I think in her videos, she said that her boyfriend helps her edit her videos, or maybe edits them for her, so I'm sure that helps out a lot too. But I also don't mean that in a bad way. Like, I know she works really hard on her channel. Like, it's her boyfriend doesn't do it for her. Like, I know she works really hard. I'm just saying, if someone helps her, like, I'm sure it helps her a lot. I also like how I say Lil Simsy, like she doesn't have a real name. Sorry, Kayla. But back to the build. I'm just using some plants to mark the walkway, like, more define it. And so when I use plants, I usually use all of them, like all different ones, just for like a variety of textures and colors. But I kind of feel like that's not right to do, because like in The Sims, there's all these different worlds, and like each world has a different climate. Like there's Sulani, that's like beach, but then there's what's the western one with like the sand, but then Strangerville like has its own thing too. So I feel like all these plants shouldn't be used together, but I still use them together. And here I'm just raising up some plants to cover part of that pond just to make it blend in a little bit more so the pond just doesn't look out of place. And actually, this pond I've only used one other time. I kind of forget about it a lot. I think you can put certain fish in there or sharks, but I think you're supposed to feed them, and I don't ever do, and I think they always die. I'm pretty sure that's what happens. Or like back to all the different colored flowers. Like I like these flowers. Like it breaks up the purples and the blues, but then it's like, would someone else be like, no, don't use those don't fit? I don't know. I think it looks fine. I mean, like, as long as I'm not using palm trees or, like, a crazy amount of cactuses, I guess. And then I use these purple flowers that I'm about to click on, I think. Yeah, these ones as, like, a filler, just to fill in around the pond. And just so I didn't have to place a whole bunch of individual bushes. But I ended up, and I really liked how it turned out. And I ended up on the other side of the walkway using a different, like, filler bush. But I feel like I should have used the purple, like, made it the same all the way around at least. But you'll see what I'm talking about here soon. But I like how the purple covers the bottom, like, the base of that tree, and also some of the rocks on the pond. But here I'm just adding some bushes to blend in the little archway a little more. Like, so it looks like plants are growing all around it, like it's been there for a while. I also, though, don't really like the lot that I chose for this. I don't like that it's on a sidewalk, that the front post is on a sidewalk. I don't know, I just feel like it should be, like, back in the woods somewhere. Like, I feel like there could be a better lot found for this build. And so now we are moving our way to the other side of the walkway, and I use these little fern bushes kind of as a little cop-out. They're bigger, and they fill up the walkway fast. But then I made a little area for this wash tub. Not that it'll really be used on this lot, but I thought it was just nice. A nice little touch. It kind of looked cute with all the other decor on this lot. And so I want this greenhouse to be like a cute little community garden where you can go and visit or hang out or scale build, but I want it to have a lot of plants, but I don't want it to have like too many plants that if you place it in one of your worlds it looks out of place. You know, like I don't want it to be like a forest. And we're still placing plants because it actually takes a while. Like landscaping for me, like I like doing it. I feel like it brings the house together, like it brings the lot together, like it makes it look more realistic to have plants and using like the Terra paint or whatever it's called. But it is so time consuming that usually after spending a couple hours on a house, the last thing I want to do is go back and add plants and do the outside of the house. And so if you noticed, I placed the beehive and the other hive. I can't remember what's in there. It starts with an M maybe. I know it's not mealworms, maggots, something like that. Not grub, I can't think of what it's called. But on the two little dirt patches, you can see right here. So it looks like a lot of people use them, you know, like they're frequently walked on. I mess up at least 6 words, like every single YouTube video. And honestly, if you want to know the real truth, part of the reason I made this channel is because I thought maybe it would help me get better at public speaking or help enunciate my words better. I don't like the way I sound when I talk. I don't like the way I pronounce things. And so I thought maybe making a channel would help me improve those skills. I don't know, maybe not, but now, as you see, I'm just adding some plants to the outside of both of those hives to make them look like they both have like their own little nook in the walkway. And like I said, these videos take way longer to edit than I thought. Like, I wanted this video at 1. Like, I wanted to post it at 1, just for me. Like, not really any reason specifically. I've just been testing out different times, like testing things at different times. And I just checked the time, and it's 2:07, and I'm still editing this and still have quite a ways to go. I don't want you to think I'm complaining, though, because I'm not. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't want to. But, also, I've just been placing plants for 90% of this video, and I don't really know what to talk about. I don't really want to talk about the plants. I don't know exactly what these plants are. I'm just picking them because I like the way they look. But see, actually, right there, that's the filler plant I was talking about for this side, which I like it. It looks good, but I just feel like maybe I should have used the purple filler plant bush from the other side, and it would maybe look more put together, more uniform, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. Like, maybe instead of using one of literally every single plant, I should just focus on, like, using the same color. Like, all purple plants are all purple and blue. I don't know, maybe that would make it look better, but then maybe it wouldn't. Like, maybe I wouldn't really notice a difference. Maybe in my next challenge or my next video, next build, I'll try to do, like, a plant color scheme and see how that looks. And so now I'm just adding these grass clumps along this little secret pathway. Well, it's not really secret. I just wanted a little pathway to a little space, like, by itself, just away from everyone else. Like, just say you have, like, it's a busy day at the garden. Like, there's a lot of people here. Like, here, this little area, you can just go by yourself or with your family and just have a little getaway. Not really a getaway, like somewhere just to sit down, like rest, I guess, for a second. But here I'm adding just some grass to the other side just because I didn't want that little area to be the only grass. And sometimes when I build like that, I put it over the line. Just I think it helps make it blend in with like the next door or the neighboring lots. And so now here I'm starting to work on the other side of the pathway. I had a hard time just because these grass clumps are so big and the corner of that path is really small. I also feel like now that I'm watching it back, maybe I should have added a tree or like a bigger bush just to break it up a little bit. I don't know, not that it looks bad, but I think it could look better. And also, I feel like, well, on the iPad, like what I edit these videos on, you can only speed it up to 2 times speed. And I feel like something like this, like where I'm just placing grass, I could make it go faster. Like maybe I can, once I figure out what editing software I want to use, I'll be able to download something or get something on my computer to speed it up a little bit more. Just so you don't have to sit through me placing 48 clumps of grass. But here, like I said earlier, a place to sit, a picnic table, and a little grill in this greenhouse just for somewhere to sit, somewhere to eat. Like, just say you're spending the day here. That way, there is somewhere for your sim to eat. But there is no bathroom. That's the only bad thing. And now, I think this is the last thing I do. I'm just raising some clumps of grass in the middle of these clumps of grass just to give it a little bit more privacy. That was a tongue twister. But, not to completely block it off, but just a little more privacy, like I said. And I accidentally placed this one clump, like one level too high. And it took me like 10 years to finally find it and be able to lower it. And here's a final overview, top view. And as always, thank you for watching my video. Check out my Instagram for more. Here, I delete that mailbox that was not supposed to be there. And another huge thanks to Michael for this challenge all the way from Australia. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.